你好吗？桑田之姐现在回来了。My name is Rez Toledo and Someday Dream is back na. Sang Tien Tse Sama Day Dream. Someday Dream. Someday Dream. Someday Dream is based in Tagalog nowadays, and I call it the Base Tagalog podcast. The Base Tagalog podcast, Rezbt-S podcast, is brought to you by me. My name is Rez Toledo, and I'm creating the Base Tagalog version of Sama Day Dream. Sang Tien Sa Che.
Podcast.
I'd like to thank everyone who's been viewing and has been active on this new venture of mine. Podcasting hasn't been fruitful, but it's something that I am deeply passionate about and also very interested in because it has become my container for content creation. Very simply. And I'd like to share about more of what I find my favoritisms, what I find pleasurable about sharing other things, sharing things that I think might benefit everyone or just people who like conversation or like bouncing off of something. Of course, since this is a solo podcast, I assume that if you are a listener or a dear friend or a fan of my work or, sa Pilipinas kasi marami talagang fanboying. Kahit naman ako fanboying of any type of higher culture, so to speak, or different culture. And it's nice to see it that way sometimes because ganun naman talaga eh. Ganun naman talaga ang nangyayari sa mundo. So I just have to accept that is happening, and I wanna say hi to you if you are listening or seeing this on the video aspect on YouTube or Facebook. This podcast is all about the Shinto angular approach of my base Tagalog theory of everything. If you like it, share it, and I'll get down right cut. I'll will kumaga wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa. I wanna get right down to being and trying to act smart. I'm not a smart ass, I'm still very young. I'm not the smartest person. But I do exercise my belief in parang not being shy about being the smartest motherfucker in the room sometimes because most of the time I am one of the smartest motherfuckers in the room, especially if I designed it to be that way. This episode is gonna be my practice of being extra kulit about what I think I know already. And I've done this before with the transhumanist declaration. And again, if you're new to the podcasting sphere, I'm looking over there because my recorders are over there. But the cameras are here, obviously. If you're new to the podcasting sphere, space, practice, it's a lot of anything. I mean, I see a lot of different positioned people doing different kinds of things, audiobooks, but it's regarded as its own art form. And although I am recording from my studio, I just really want to practice broadcasting and being part of your space then because I know we're all social beings here, and I need to practice trying to be a public Kumbaga, a public asset. Diba? A public, a thing, not a politician, but like a thing that could be of service or be something that exists in the public eye for consumption. The content, at least the content that I'm taking, not necessarily me. That would be weird. So now I'm actually sharing one of my favorite websites. The material is in a website called aldocan.com/art/proverbs. Again, it's Aldocan. The material is in Aldocan, ALDOKKAN.com/art/proverbs. You can also, those are the keywords, of course, but you can also search for the material for this podcast by just searching it up. The keywords are Egyptian proverbs. And masarap tong Tagalogin, I think, because share ko lang to because sometimes I find myself looking for esoteric knowledge, things that are really old. Of course, when we're talking about Egypt, a lot of people don't know, but the landmark of Egypt, diba, yung landmark ng Ehipto na meron na dong mga pyramids, the Sphinx. That part of the world has actually been explored, or parang when the Egyptians that we knew got there, Africans that we knew got there, Egypt was already there. Egypt was already built, kumbaga parang nandun na yung pyramids, nandun na yung so dinatnan na lang din nila yun, and that's really how old it is. It's not really, and even in their experience of their own religion back then, inaamin nila na dinatnan na rin nila yung whatever technology sa mga bato, sa hieroglyphs na nahanap nila sa Egypt. I haven't been there myself, but some of my friends and family have, of course, and it would be nice to get there, to reach a point in my life that I could get there, because I found myself gravitating to this website that I really like for about mga siguro 5 years ko na tong tinitingnan binabasa-basa. It's a cute website. Very simple, very just a list kind of brings me back to like lang, parang alam mo yung mga website na listahan lang talaga. Ganun lang. And if you don't mind, I will get right down to it, or wala nang paligoy-ligoy pag basahin ko na yung favorite part ko of this. And then I'm gonna try to translate it in base Tagalog, or sasalitain ko rin in base Tagalog, or challenge ko yung sarili ko na gawing base Tagalog yung mga kung ano man yung maisip ko about these. Let's go. Let's get right down to it, because this helps me in the world building phase of Sangtian Sache. The best. Okay, below are some of the powerful teachings, proverbs, found in the temples of Luxor. And then it comes in bullet points. So again, you can just, while listening to this, you can just put this up on Spotify and look up the material. aldocan.com/art/proverbs. I just really what do you call this? Stumbled upon this. I forget now how. The best and shortest road towards knowledge of truth is nature. Yung the best daw. The best. Diba? Ibig sabihin, matagal lang ginagamit yung the best. The best and shortest road towards knowledge is nature. Kinda, medyo pilosopo, diba? Nature naman talaga kasi nangungusap yung kalikasan. Mother Nature, and it's in capital N. For every joy, there is a price to be paid. Bawat sarap sa buhay, yun ba yung joy? Joy ata sarap sa buhay, hindi siya necessarily happiness, di ba? Para siyang kagalakan. Joy, happiness and joy, different things. For every joy, there is a price to be paid. So, di pala free yun. Di pala libre yung joy. If his heart rules him, his conscience will soon take the place of the rod. Damn, that is, I don't know what that means. If his heart rules him, kung nasa puso na niya, yung conscience will soon take place of the rod. Then, yung pag-iisip, malilipat dun sa, I guess, the rod is a symbol of a stick, diba? Stick, gawa, panggawa. So, I guess, yung proverb na to, gagawin mo yung nasa puso mo. Isa sa puso mo muna. Ito yung sasabi na, isa sa puso mo muna para magawa mo ng maayos. Diba? Cute, diba? Egyptian proverbs, man. What you are doing does not matter so much as to what, let me do that again. What you are doing does not matter so much as what you are learning from doing it. It is better not to know and to know that one does not know than presumptuously to attribute some random meaning to symbols. Medyo mahirap yung basahin, even in English. And of course, this has been translated into English. But and now I'm translating it into a Shinto angular approach, with a Shinto angular approach, which is like based Tagalog. This one is talking about wag kang literal na lang natin, diba? Nakakabobo eh. What you're doing does not much matter so much as what you're learning from it. Di importanteng ginagawa mo, basta natututo ka. Di importante, sinabi ko to once time. I've said something about this one time. Nakakahasal Chinese kasi. Nakakaiba ng dila eh. I said about this one, I'll mention about this one time. I'll be like a chigro about it na lang, if you don't mind. Diba, di importante yung yung ginagawa mo, basta natututo ka or may tuturo ka, may learning. It is better not to know and to know that one does not know. Diba? Mas maganda yung di mo alam than presumptuously, I don't know what that means. Presumptuously attribute some random meaning to symbols. Damn, sakit ko yun nung bata ako eh. Parang alam mo yung superstitious mindset na, or masyadong mabilis matulin yung meaning giving mo na pag may nakita ka na, parang sinasabi mo, yun na yung meaning nun, tapos na yun. Pag gising mo bukas, rule na yun. Yun, I think yung pagiging presumptuous. Inuunahan mo eh, pinangungunahan mo kasi. So, wag mo nang pangunahan, mas maganda yung wala kang alam. Diba? Mas maganda na yung alam mong natututo ka lang. If you search for the laws of harmony, you will find knowledge. Hanapin mo yung mix. Natalino ka. If you are searching for a netter, observe nature. Exuberance is a good stimulus towards action. Exuberance. But the inner light grows in silence and concentration. Pwede kang malikot. Is good for stimulation towards action. Pag may gagawin ka, okay lang maging exuberant, malikot, maligalig. Hindi makulit, iba yung makulit. Malikot, exuberant, maligalig towards action kasi may gagawin ka eh. But the inner light grows in silence and concentration. It's a very mature thing to say na yung ilaw daw, lang yan. Tahimik lang yan. But focused, concentrated, diba? Not the greatest master can go even one step for his disciple. In himself, he must experience each stage of developing consciousness. Nice, very giveaway kind of proverb. I think Proverbs serve that purpose, diba? Na Something na, alam mo yun, parang alam na to, matagal na tong alam, tapos kailangan nire-review talaga. Not the greatest master can even go one step for his disciple. Kahit yung masters, kailangan, malaman niya yung, sinabi to ni Joe Rogan recently na, yung mga tamang nagtuturo ng martial arts, yung tamang turo ng, nagtuturo talaga, is nagtuturo sa mga martial artist. Hindi sila nagtuturo sa mga novice. Diba? And then, kung nagmamaster ka, kung master ka na, pagdadaanan mo raw talaga lahat, sabi ng proverb na to, Egyptian. In himself, he must experience each stage of developing consciousness. Hilig ng Egyptian sa consciousness, no? As if they have been thinking about it and kamalayan, looking for that ever since. Obviously, ever since. Therefore, may kadugtong pa pala. Therefore, he will know nothing for which he is not right. Di mo malalaman pag hindi ka pa, hinog. Alam mo yung sabi na hindi ka pa ripe. It's not ripe for the taking. Di mo mapipitas. Di mo mahuhulog sa yung knowledge. Sinabi ko na to, diba? Lahat nahuhulog. Di yan mahuhulog pag di pa yan hinog. Hilaw pa eh. The body is the house of God. That is why it is said, man, know yourself. Bahay, binabahayan. I think I expressed this in the other episodes, if you wanna, the earlier episode, season 1, diba? The body is a temple of God. I think all religions teach this, I think. I think kasi sa Egypt, diba, parang addict sila sa religion, alam ko eh. Yun ang nangyari sa Egypt eh. And that's how we also, as our civilization progressed from the Roman civilization, Greek, Roman, modern, until now, we figured out that they were addicted to the, life and death and life even after death. That's why mummification has been like a thing, right? Yun yung Egypt noon. Kahit lalo na noon. True teaching is an accumulation of knowledge. It is an awakening of consciousness which goes through successive stages. Okay? Stairs, levels. Madali na yan sa atin ngayon. Alam na natin yun. Level lang yan. Diba? Yun na yun, no? Sabihin, sinulat pa nila yun sa temple nila. Sa atin, pag sinasabing level lang yan, alam na eh. Pero dapat, alam mo rin yung sabihin ng level lang yan. Pag nagsabihan kang level lang yan, dapat alam mo rin yan. The man who knows how to lead one of his brothers towards what he has known may one day be saved by that very brother. Damn, that's so base Tagalog, right? That's so base Tagalog. Kawang gawa. I mean, gawin mo para sa kapatid mo, baka sa susunod, siya naman ang gagawa sa'yo, diba? Diba? Even though like I'm kind of like a Chinese kind of like mode on this, I mean, this is even older than the Chinese Empire, I think, I believe. People bring about their own undoing through their tongues. I think this one is talking about yung pag nakagat mo yung dila mo. Parang ako, Pinoy ako ng Pinoy. Or Tagalog ako ng Tagalog. Parang a big chunk of me is Chinese, diba? So parang people bring about their own undoing. So nababawi ako, pati ako nababawi. Nababawian ako kasi singkit ako eh. Diba? Through their own tongues, sometimes maririnig mo dun sa mismong pananalita. Diba? Na hindi naman ako basta-basta lang squatter talk eh. Alam mo yung squatter talk? Diba? Yung colloquial. I'm not saying squatter's bad, man. Tagal na may squatter. Colloquial, diba? Yung street. So, people bring about their own undoing. Mababawian ka talaga dun sa pinagsasasabi mo, diba? Kaya kailangan, be wary of what you are saying, what you are learning, how you are using your language. Dapat hindi lang wala lang. Huwag tayong pilosopo masyado in that sense. If one tries to navigate unknown waters, one runs the risk of shipwreck. Leave him in error who loves his error. Buwanan mo na yon. Yung doon, kung doon siya na yun, doon na siya. Diba? Kung yun na yun, yun na yun. Ayoko na, tatagal pa. Pag doon na siya, alam mo nang mali, idong ka na. Leave him in error. Kasi mahal niya pala yun. Mahal niya yung magkamali. Loves his error daw eh. Every man is rich in excuses to safeguard his prejudices, his instincts, his opinions. Yeah, that's true. We are, yun lang yung pinanghahawakan natin eh. Rich in excuses is the operative thing here. Rich in excuses meaning lahat ng klaseng palusot, ang tao gagawa ng lahat ng klaseng palusot para alam mo yung vested interest. Di ba kunyari meron kayong collective or meron kayong grupo, meron kayong workplace. Dapat yung vested interest nyo, yung dun sa kumpanya nyo. Hindi yung may sarili kang vested interest, yung pang sarili. Yun nga yung vested interest eh. Pero kung kung tao ka, sasabi lang nito na marami ka talagang pwedeng papalusot mo lahat ng pwede mong ipalusot. Lahat ng base maraming lusot. Lahat ng base maraming magandang lusot. To know means to record in one's memory, but to understand means to blend with a thing and to assimilate it oneself. Para malaman, re-record mo lang yung kaalaman. Yung kaalaman, the content, gagawa ka lang ng content, re-record mo lang. Kasi pag minsan nire-record mo na, hindi mo naman in-upload. Content pa rin yun. Nire-review mo, pinapasa-pasa mo, content pa rin yun. Diba? Parang pinasa mo pa lang sa cellphone mo, send mo sa nanay mo, send mo sa kapatid mo. Content pa rin yun, diba? Parang content creation. Pwede mo namang sabihin na excuse, ay, gumagawang content, masaya to eh, masaya tong recorded, diba? Or yung feeling mo na recorded yung, Zoom call nyo, or ganun. Simpleng ganun lang. That is to know in your memory. But to understand, yung pagkakaintindi ay hindi ibig sabihin nun na yun. Kailangan magbe-blend ka with the thing and to assimilate it in oneself. Masama sa'yo yung, to understand it means masama sa'yo yung knowing. Moving forward, there are two kinds of error. Dalawang klaseng mali. Blind credulity and piecemeal criticism. Never believe that a word without putting its truth to the test. Discernment does not grow in laziness. And this faculty of discernment is indispensable to the seeker. Sound skepticism is the necessary condition for good discernment. But piecemeal criticism is an error. Wow! Ang haba. Two kinds of error, dalawang klaseng mali. Blind credulity, parang bulag, kabulagan, pati piecemeal criticism. Ano yung piecemeal? Small things, parang pahapyaw na kritisismo yung ginagawa ng maraming netizens ngayon, diba? Wala na silang pakialam sa piecemeal criticisms nila of government. And lit lang naman ng gobyerno natin, diba? Tapos ginagawa mong lahat tungkol doon. Ba't naman kahit ibang singers naman, kahit hindi sumikat ang kinakanta nila, katulad ko. And faculty of discernment is indispensable to the seeker. Discernment does not grow in laziness. Huwag kang tamad. Huwag yung sa katamaran, diba? Ito yung sasabi ng proverb na to. Putting the truth to the test. Kailangan testing ka ng testing kasi yung discernment, the faculty of discernment is indispensable to the seeker. Kung seeker ka, the faculty of discernment, yung mismong Kumbaga, kung ano yung buong pagkabuuan kung paano ginagawa yung discernment. Kaalaman. Wisdom din yun eh, yung parang nalalaman mo na yung totoo. To discern. The faculty of that. Ano ba yung faculty? Alam ko faculty kasi grupo yan lagi or marami yun. It speaks of the plurality of finding this out. Diba? Sa seekers, hindi mo pwedeng, kung seeker ka, capital S, big S, yung seeker doon, binabasa ko. Kung seeker ka, ay hindi pwedeng hindi. Hindi pwedeng hindi. Indispensable rather. Sound skepticism is a necessary condition for good discernment. So yeah, be sound. I've said we've reviewed this before, whereas piecemeal criticism is an error. Kaya ang daming mali eh. Kaya ang mga tao ngayon, para sasabihin na daming mali. Tapos ginagawa naman nila yung mali sa social media, diba? Which is piecemeal, according to the Egyptian Proverbs, or piecemeal criticism. How do you know I don't know what piecemeal means, but parang kakarampot na kritisismo. Sana sinulat, diba? Gumawa ka na ng essay, diba? Gumawa ka ng video. Diba? Kung mang-criticize ka lang din, yun ang gawin mo. Huwag tayo dyan. Alright, love is one thing, knowledge is another. Pagmamahal ay isang bagay, kaalaman ay iba pa. True sages are those who give what they have without meanness or without secret. Do I believe that? I'm not saying I believe all of this, I'm not an Egyptian. I don't think my religion is Egyptian. True sages are those who give what they have without meanness and without secret. Yun yung sasabi ko na yung mga pa-secret pa, atado pa yung parang may common pa, bayad ka pa more or subscription pa para lang malaman mo yung marketing yun. Yung totoong mga saints, mga buhay pa na mga mabubuting tao na bumabalik, give what they have. Kung ano lang yung meron sila, yun. They're not mean. But they might be interpreted as mean, diba? Parang, but it's not the intent pag magbibigay sila. Anyway, an answer brings no illumination unless question has matured to a point where it gives rise to this answer, which thus becomes its fruit. Therefore, learn how to put a question. Interesting. That is a proverb. I think, diba, as opposed to Socrates, feel ko nung discover na ito, buhay na si Socrates eh. Socratic method, right? Yung tanong method, diba? Then therefore, it says, therefore learn how to put a question. Matuto ang paano magtanong, kailan magtanong, how to put a question. Yung piniplacing, may placing yung questioning, diba? Kasi, sabi niya, an answer brings no illumination unless the question has matured. Kailangan parang tama yung tanong para tama rin yung sagot na fruit. Parang fruit na ng, yung sagot daw nagiging parang fruit na nung tanong. So, I remember this. This happened to me, psychedelic experience many years ago na I really went into a dimension of like questions. And questions really do connect to the right answer. So bawat tanong merong sagot. And bawat sagot is a fruit of the tanong. Kung hindi ka makaabot dun sa tanong na yun, hindi mo malalaman yung sagot. Diba? So, very nice proverb. Chillax kind of a mood tonight. But again, if you are loving this, please do keep listening. I very much appreciate. Moving forward, what reveals itself to me ceases to be mysterious for me alone. Oh no. If I unveil it to anyone else, he hears mere words which betray the living sense. Profanation, but never revelation. Kung ano yung malaman ko, sa akin na yun. Sa akin lang yun. Alone. Yung mysteriousness ng something na discover ko, sa akin lang. Pag share ko sa iba, ang nalalaman na lang nila ay betrayal of the living sense. Sa akin lang nabubuhay yung kaalaman ko. That's why everyone has to, I think this is what is subtext nito is, everyone has to learn for themselves. Everyone has to do their own researching. Everyone has to learn on their own, right? Because actually, yung unveiling, it's just talking about aletheia. Yung unveiling, yung parang, hindi naman yung teaching yung sasabi or pedagogy. Yung unveiling lang, yung parang, tada, diba? The tada moment daw, in base Tagalog, pag sinishare mo na, tapos puro ka marketing nung, tada, ito na yung alam ko, blah, blah, blah. Apparently, that is, that only works as a profanation. Yung makarinig nun, betray the living sense. Parang yung alam niyo sa movie na Last Samurai. Tapos yung pinapresent sa simula sa intro ng Last Samurai, pinapresent si Tom Cruise ba yun? Si Tom Cruise. Di ba si Argren. Tapos parang na siya, parang lasenggo na siya, pinagrepresent siya ng war stories niya, ganyan. 'Di ba parang profanation na 'yon. Alam niyo yung profanation na 'yon, hindi naman talaga niya shinare yung totoo doon sa mga pinag-marketingan niya. Yun, this is the perfect example of that proverb. Sana makarami pa tayo, 'di ba? The first concerning the secrets. All cognition comes from inside. We are therefore initiated only by ourselves, but the master gives the keys. So ang master, tagabigay lang ng susi. Yung susi ng master, sa master lang yon. Yung susi ng iba, sa iba pa yon. Kunyari, may susi yung nanay mo, may susi siyang sarili. Yung susi ng tatay mo, may susi pa siyang sarili. All cognitions come from inside. Wala sa labas. I hear this a lot from also Sadhguru. Diba? Everyone acts as if they think na lahat ng na-experience natin, lahat ng nangyayari dahil nasa labas. Diba? Parang nakikita mo sa labas, nagre-react ka, nandun na yun sa labas. Sa loob, apparently lahat ng cognition nangyari sa loob. This is the thing na concerning secrets daw. The first concerning secrets. I think we're halfway through, so very safe. The first concerning secrets, right there. The second concerning the way. And I remember why I really like this website, because it's very integrated. I mean, the Egyptians were at the pinnacle of their civilizations. Not the Egyptian now, not the Egyptian then. I think ito na yung niratnan nila sa sa temples na nakaukit sa bato. So, it's very integrated in the sense na nauna to sa lahat. Maraming itong Proverbs na to nauna sa maraming bagay. But it is old. It is old. So I wouldn't say it's new. That's my point. Kaya patungkol daw dun sa daan, yung seeker has need of a master to guide him and lift him up when he fails. Kailangan mo ng master para pag nadapa ka, hindi ka madapa ka. Diba? Makakabangon ka pa. Tapos, lead him back to the right way when he strays. So that is the touch of the master, right? The touch of the master will lead you back into the right path if you stray. So the real master, makikita niya yung seeker, yung nagtatanong, yung nalilito, yung nadadapa, tinatama. That is that. Understanding, next one. Understanding develops by degrees. Very speculative. Very speculative yung approach nito, because unti-unti, hindi yung parang buong na yung understanding. Diba? So, I like pointing out yung pinagkaiba ng pag sinasabi understanding, pag sinasabing marketing. You have to be, I think I have to be keen. You have to be keen, especially if you're a creative, you know, someone who's in the creative sphere. You are working in some sort of, you know, I don't know, may kilala ka sa division na yun or may ano ka doon, meron kang inkling for that. It's nice to really put it in place. Ano ba yung learning, understanding, curriculum versus marketing versus thing that just sells? Because understanding develops by degrees. You know, there's a thin line between all of those, but if you really want to understand, unti-unti talaga, by degrees. Tapos paikot-ikot. Yung degrees reminds me of like a compass. Paikot-ikot pa yun. Paikot-ikot. Diba? As to deserving, know that the gift of heaven is free. The gift of knowledge is so great that no effort, whatever could hope to deserve it. That no effort, whatever could hope to deserve it. As to deserving, patungkol dun sa, what we deserve. Yun na yung pwede ba sa atin, yung karapat-dapat. Patungkol sa karapat-dapat na things. Know that the gift of heaven is free. Karapat-dapat ka ba makapasok sa heaven? Oh, libre. O dapat libre. Karapat, you deserve a free heaven. You know? This gift of knowledge, though, is so great that no effort whatever could hope to deserve it. That's, I think, a paradox, right? Parang, although yung pag nalaman mo na free yun, ano daw yun? A gift of knowledge. Parang yun, yung kalaman na yun, parang that gift, once malaman mo yun or maintindihan mo yun, no effort whatever could hope to deserve it. As mayroong quote, deserve. So parang, it is a paradox because nakalagay dun sa may deserve na scare quotes, which means, you know, it's very ironic or paradoxical to think actually what we deserve or what we don't deserve. Diba? So what do we really do? Do we even deserve that? This proverb. If the master teaches what is error, the disciple's submission is slavery. If he teaches truth, this submission is ennoblement. Pag yung master mali, magiging slave yung niya. Ang master na mali, na nagturo ng mali, nagiging slave yung disciple, yung tinuturuan, nagiging alipin. Diba? BPO, diba? mga friends ko nagtatrabaho sa BPO, pag nag-gets mo na talaga yung business process, diba? Walang masters dyan. It's just, I think I've explained this in the, other podcasts. Walang masters dyan. May masters of BPO. Si Bill Gates lang ang master ng BPO. Boy pa siya. Diba? Siya nga sinisi para sa, sa COVID lockdown protocol. Kasi predict niya noong 2015, diba? Research that TED Talk that he did. He's the master of BPO. I call him that because, he invented Windows and shit. But if you work in a BPO call center, and you understand really your job, it is outsourcing. It is pasahan lang. So there are, I think, my only opinion ko lang, there are really no masters there. Huwag kang matuto doon. Trabahuhin mo lang yan. Huwag mong isipin na may natututunan ka sa trabaho mo, diba? Pag ganun ka. So pag nandun ka pa lang, kailangan mo yun, doon ka lang muna. Pero kung sawa ka na doon, the disciples know that the disciples of that kind of master, submission, magiging alipin ka to slavery. There's the disciples' submission. Yung susuko ka kailangan sumuko ka sa pagiging alipin. But if the master teaches truth, this submission is ennoblement. His submission is ennoblement. This submission. So, yung pag sumuko ka, nagiging noble ka pa. Pag sumuko ka na dun sa tamang master, nagiging noble ka. Ano yung noble? Research na lang. Noble. Taong nobela. Nobela. Or pagiging nobela. Moving forward, with this Egyptian proverb, there grows no wheat where there is no grain. Magtanim ay di biro. maghapong nakayuko, di naman nakayuko, di naman nakatayo. Ay, hindi pala yan. Naisip ko lang yung magtanim eh. Pero ano to, walang nilaga, walang pera. Easy. Talino eh. Ang tao ano yan? Kakalimutan ko na yun. Ang taong walang nilaga, something like that, yung walang nilaga. Tanga ko naman. Basta yun, yung pag walang nilaga, walang kahit ano. Kailangan may iniinit ka lagi. Lagi kang may iniinit para meron kang gains, right? The only thing that is humiliating is helplessness. Wow! Wow! The only thing. Ang totoo lang na naman nakakahiya pala ay pagiging helpless. Ano ba yung pagiging helpless? Being helpless is like, yung lagi kang tinutulungan, lagi kang, wala kang independence or wala kang, laging kailangan may katulong ka, parang ganun. Basta helpless, alam nyo na yun. Yun lang palang nakakahiya sa Egyptian Proverbs. Sa Egyptians, pag helpless ka, wala kang pakinabang, or di ka marunong, di mo alam gawin kapakipakinabang yung sarili mo. Nakakahiya daw yun. That's the only thing. Yun lang ang nakakahiya. Yun lang. So, I guess, di naman pala nakakahiya yung pagpuputa. Prostitution or like, right? Diba matagal na yun eh. Prostitution or ano ba bang sabi nila nakakahiya daw. Dishonor. Maybe siguro hindi masyadong honorable yung mga Egyptians talaga. Or, ano pa ba, pagiging mabaho, wala yun. Helplessness yung the only thing that is humiliating. It didn't talk about shame or opprobrium though. Up next, the answer, if profitable in proportion to the intensity of the quest. What? An answer if profitable in proportion to the intensity of the quest. I don't get that. I can't comprehend that one, to be honest. The answer, if profitable in proportion to the intensity of the quest. Listen to your conviction, even if they seem absurd to your reason. Pakinggan natin yung natin. Pakinggan mo daw yung pinangangatawanan mo. Ano yung pinangangatawanan mo, yun talaga yung papakinggan. Alam mo yung mga nahuhuling kriminal, di ba kailangan pangatawanan mo yung sarili mo, tapos papakinggan ka naman talaga ng pulis, di ba? Pero yung pinapangatawanan mo, kahit pa di totoo yun, mali yun, or whatever, yun yung papakinggan. Even if they seem absurd to your reason. Di ba? Ang tama naman, di ba? Simple lang. Papakinggan talaga yung kung ano yung pinapangatawanan mo. Conviction, right? It's very honest, very true. Konti na lang. And then what else? I'll try to huwag tayo magmadali. Saan na ba tayo? Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me in this, letting me hang out in your space, letting me enjoy this with you, and keeping me right up there in terms of your listening experience. And I hope you're enjoying this much as I enjoy, reading you stuff. Know the world in yourself. Never look for yourself in the world, for this would be to project your illusion. Know your world in yourself. Never look for yourself in the world. Baliktad. Wag kang mag-travel para sasabihin mo nagta-travel ka para malaman mo yung sarili mo. For this would be to project your illusion. Sarap, 'di ba? Yung maya mo, yung magic mo. To teach, one must know nature of those whom one is teaching. Right? 'Di ba kunyari, sinasabi mo na ganito ka, travel ka, alis ka. Usually sa movies yan sa mga Hollywood stuff. Diba ganyan yung katwiran nila? It's parang sige na nga, panoorin ko na nga. Alam mo yung feeling na ganun? Yun eh. It's to project the illusion of, of that. Ganda nga naman, minsan lang na pag may CGI. In every vital activity is the path that matters. Okay? The way of knowledge is narrow. Okay? Each truth you learn will be, for you, as new as if it had never been written. O ito yung sinasabi na habang natututo ka ng totoo, parang laging bago. Alala ko parang sabi sa akin dati nung kumakanta pa ako, lagi pa akong kumakanta sa labas. Parang sabi sa akin ng nanay ko, dapat wag mong pakita sa kanila na sawa ka na sa song mo na kinanta mo na to 4 weeks. 5 times this week mo nang kinanta sa maraming tao. Kung kanino mo tinuturo yung kanta mo, dapat laging parang first time. Diba? So personal, ko na yun, bali ko na yun. Next, each truth kasi, diba? The only active force that arises out of possession is fear of losing the object of possession. The only active force that arises out of possession, attachment to what you own, is fear of losing. Yun lang daw yun. Pag ayaw mo lang mawala, kung ano yung ayaw mo mawala, yun lang yun. If you defy an enemy by doubting his courage, you double it. Don't doubt the courage of the enemy. Diba? Tatapang siya lalo. So you defy him by other means, I guess. Moving forward, the nut doesn't reveal the tree it contains. Proverb. The nut doesn't reveal the tree it contains. Let's leave it at that. No need to, I think that's base Tagalog. For knowledge, you should know that peace is an indispensable condition of getting it. You should be at peace. Kailangan may kapayapaan. Wala kang matututunan sa kaguluhan. The first thing necessary in teaching is a master. The second is a pupil capable of carrying on the tradition. So I guess it is a traditional thing. Ever since it's a master and a pupil. If I'm conversing with you, if this were the flip side, which I kind of always talk about, if we were to flip it, ako naman na actually natututo sa just by conversation, And I turn myself into a pupil, right? And that it is necessary, and that it is very necessary. Peace is the fruit of activity, not of sleep. Ginagawa yung kapayapaan, hindi tinutulugan, hindi paano pagising mo peaceful na. Envious greed must govern to possess, and ambition must possess to govern. Envious greed must govern to possess, and ambition must possess to govern. I will think about that. I think I will think about that first. When the governing class isn't chosen for quality, it is chosen for material wealth. This always means decadence, the lowest stage a society can reach. Oh man, that is heavy. That is heavy. Di ko ma-translate on maybe in material for other episodes, right? We're almost done anyway. I believe. Ay, hindi, madami pa. But I think, I guess I'll stop there because, I am getting stopped by this Egyptian proverb kind of thing. Siguro I'll think about that more and make this question bear fruit for a bit. Thank you so much for listening to the Rezbt-S podcast. My name is Rez Toledo, and this podcasting show is just Tagalog na someday dream. Sankin sa chis and chai. Hoy Laila. Bye guys. Thank you so much.